Well, because that next year in 2016, like I said, Life of Pablo comes out, but then Phife Dawg ends up dying on March 22nd.
Right.
At the time, were you guys already working on that final album together, or was it just random songs?
I'm telling you, like I said, I went to dinner. I went to dinner with him for that, for the Beyonce thing, and then he and I did do 2 records. We did one that was on my a Good Comeback Story EP called No Matter What. It was like one of the first records that got added to like Spotify playlists. It was on the Most Necessary playlist. It was a dope record. That's how I even met Chuck D, is because of that record. But I wasn't, when they did the Tribe, I actually, when they were at the beginning of Thank You for Your Service, we got it from here, Thank You for Your Service, it was them 4 getting back together. And Jarobi was gonna rhyme for the first time. So, and I felt like they should have. I didn't really want to be, that wasn't even something I was like, I definitely didn't ask. This time I was like, yeah, it's the last one, but it's always been like a kind of a thing with the membership shit. And I'm not gonna do that this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have been through too much shit. You know what I mean? So, when they were doing it, and then, but Q-Tip and I was speaking, and he actually had called me and told me Phife wasn't doing well at all. And he called me one night, 3 a.m. with that.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, I just think he just was like, he knew it, and whatever the information was, he had it, and he knew it was coming, and he was like, yo, this shit is coming. And it was, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was definitely sad. And what was interesting was, right before he passed, we were going to do an interview with him, but he didn't want to talk about anything Tribe Called Quest related. And I was just like,
which is a hard interview for you, right?
Yeah, it was like, well, what am I going to talk about? And I remember I actually even pulled in Maceo from De La Soul to try to kind of figure out, if there was a way that we could still do it.
I mean, you got to understand.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, you got to understand, like, as an outlet. It's funny too, because I remember you hit me about Ali not being on the last album, and I couldn't hit you back about that because it's just, with the group, it's really sensitive. There's a lot of sensitivity and underlying issues that,
right.
If voiced, look, I'm always pro preservation of the brand. You know what I mean? But human beings are human beings, and there's a lot of there's things there. There are things there. Some have come out in the documentary, and some things are there that are, for others hard to articulate. And I think, if you don't have articulation as a weapon in your arsenal, then you can do more harm than good, even to yourself. And that's just real.
Yeah. Well, that album comes out. We got it from here. Thank You for Your Service. Guest appearances from Andre 3000, Kendrick Lamar, Jack White, Elton John, Kanye, Anderson .Paak, Talib Kweli, Busta Rhymes, and yourself. And you're on the songs Whatever Will Be, Mobius with Busta, Black Spasmodic, and The Killing Season with Kanye and Talib.
Right.
And I remember you guys performed on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And I remember me and Dave Chappelle were like texting each other around that time. And it was like, oh, Dave Chappelle's coming back to Saturday Night Live and it almost looked like the reboot of the Chappelle Show. Mm-hmm. And I remember I hit him about that. I'm like, oh, yo, are you bringing back the show? He's like, nah, I just, I was so excited about the Tribe Called Quest thing that I agreed to host SNL just to be part of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an epic moment.
he definitely helped with the rollout of the album. Yeah, it was a real moment. It was a real moment for all of us. I think.
Yep. And then that next year, you guys performed at the Grammys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.